This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Matt Piper in New York. A third stimulus check could pop up in the mailbox as early as next weekend. This after the Senate took this weekend to approve the nearly $2 trillion COVID relief package championed by President Biden. Sarah is a working mom in Georgia.
For my family, we were having to make choices between if we were going to pay our mortgage from our savings or if we were going to ask friends for help.
I'm Tom Foti. It is not quite a done deal yet in Congress, what with another vote needed this coming week in the House, but by a completely partisan vote, the Senate has approved President Biden's huge package of proposed pandemic economic stimulus.
Puts us back on the road to recovery and beyond that, setting down new principles to care for our children, our families, and health care.
Republicans challenge that, claiming the package is full of unrelated and unnecessary spending. Tom Foti, CBS News, Washington.
As some states drop mask mandates and reopen businesses without the rule to wear a mask, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine tells ABC.
With the vaccine, we're now on the offense. That's the great thing. But in Ohio, we can't give up the defense. We have found that these masks work exceedingly well.
In New York, the number of women accusing Governor Andrew Cuomo of some type of sexual harassment now stands at 5. WCBS TV's Christina Fan.
A second new accuser, Karen Hinton, is also a former aide. She told the Washington Post she endured a, quote, very long, too tight, too intimate embrace from Cuomo in a L.A. hotel room back in 2000. At the time, Cuomo led the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. A spokesperson denied the interaction happened and called Hinton a known antagonist.
Overseas to Myanmar, where thousands of anti-coup demonstrators defied an ongoing military crackdown. It follows overnight raids where a party official was beaten to death and several others were detained. It is the first interview since they stopped royal duties. Oprah sits down with Prince Harry and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, tonight. CBS's Imtiaz Tayyib.
For Meghan, the beginning of the end was, in her words, because of a royal muzzling.
I wasn't even allowed to have that conversation with you personally, right? There had to be people from the sitting there. Everything was...
There were other people in the room when I was having that conversation.
Yeah. The jaw-dropping revelation came after Oprah Winfrey asked Meghan why, a year after stepping back as working royals, the couple decided to give their first interview now.
That 2-hour sit-down airs tonight on CBS at 8 Eastern. It comes as Harry's grandfather, 99-year-old Prince Philip, has been hospitalized for about 3 weeks. This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/work. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/work. That's ZipRecruiter.com/work. ZipRecruiter.com/work.
Arizona News Radio. The state health department reports 1,335 new cases and 5 deaths today from COVID-19. The state now has over 826,000 cases and more than 16,000 deaths. The Senate passed the $1.9 trillion stimulus package yesterday morning. Both Arizona senators voted for the measure. Local pollster Mike O'Neill.
It shows you that the Democrats have a majority. Now it also shows you that they have a very slim majority.
He says Republicans run a risk voting against a very popular measure.
All of which are widely supported, and the Republicans' risk is that they opposed all of those things. Now, I know what they'll say. They'll say it was too much or it cost too much.
165,000 chickens died in a fire at Hickman's Family Farms in Arlington yesterday, which is about an hour west of Phoenix. The fire also destroyed 2 barns. In addition, 1 man was hospitalized for smoke inhalation. Mike Salceda, Arizona News Radio.
During these uncertain times, St. Vincent de Paul has pivoted services to keep serving individuals and families experiencing homelessness and poverty in Arizona. We're working daily to feed, clothe, house, and heal our most vulnerable neighbors. So please give what you can in these trying times. Every little bit helps. If your family is struggling, contact St. Vincent de Paul for help at stvincentdepaul.net/COVID-19. That's stvincentdepaul.net/COVID-19.
This is meteorologist Jim Rinaldi from the KFNX Weather Center. It'll be warm today in spite clouds moving in. Another warm day for Monday as well with plenty of sun. The KFNX Metro Phoenix forecast this morning a clear sky turns partly to mostly cloudy for the afternoon, the high 88. Cloudy this evening, becoming clear later tonight, low 60. Mostly sunny Monday, high 84. Mostly sunny and breezy Tuesday. This is meteorologist Jim Rinaldi from the KFNX Weather Center.
Currently, in downtown Phoenix, it's 71 degrees.
The following program was pre-recorded earlier.
Hey everybody, if you're just waking up on a weekend and you happen to turn on your radio, you're going to hear our show. My name is Rex Perry. We're calling it the RINO DINO Radio Show. And we're looking out for the RINOs, which means Republican in name only, and DINO means Democrat in name only. And of course, all you independents out there, we're creating a radio show that we're going to do podcasts. We'll have video on YouTube. And what we're looking for are individuals that understand that you do not have to be red or blue, that there's a bright purple right in the middle, and we're going to look for those individuals. We're sending out and asking people to register name, address, phone number, and email, and we're going to create a straw poll that we will send out prior to the primaries in 2022, just before the elections, and we're going to give people an opportunity to do what is known as a ranked choice voting. So you're going to have Republicans and Democrats on the same ballot and independents, and you'll be able to choose your first choice, your second choice, your third choice in rankings. And then we're going to tabulate all those, and your second choice might get more votes than your first choice. And so therefore we're going to publicize the opportunity for these individuals that are pulled and bringing the parties to the center, because that's where we govern, that's where we live, and we learn to talk to each other with respect and understand that compromise is not a dirty word. So we're looking for those individuals out there that would like to participate. You can reach me at 602-620-2009, 602-620-2009, or my website, the numbers 123B as in business, Z as in zebra.com, 123BZ.com. Now let's get on with the show. Welcome back to the show, everyone. We are talking business, politics, economics here on KFNX News Talk Radio. My name is Rex Perry. I'm the host and creator of the show, and what we're talking about is Arizona politics, nonpartisanship. This is the home for the RINOs and DINOs. We're developing a team of people that want to get involved in putting America first and party second. And we want to talk about how we can help Arizona make better choices, and that is where our next guest comes in. Gina is with us. Gina, give us your last name. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, Rex. My name is Gina Roberts, and I'm the Voter Education Director for the Arizona Citizens Clean Elections Commission.
Give us a little bit of background and history on clean elections. How did you guys come about?
Sure. So Clean Elections was actually created by the voters of Arizona. We were passed by the voters in 1998 through a citizens initiative. So back then, the voters voted on the Clean Elections Act, and the Clean Elections Act has a few components in it, but mostly what we're here to talk about today is the voter education component of the Clean Elections Act. So what this means is every year the Commission adopts an annual voter education plan in the hopes of reaching voters across the entire state of Arizona to promote participation in the political process. And this basically means providing voters all of the information that they need to know so they can vote in the upcoming election. And that includes the logistics of, how to get your ballot, where to go vote, but also learning about what's on your ballot. So learning about the candidates and the issues. So that's in a nutshell of what the Clean Elections Voter Education Program does.
You've got an interesting tool on that website. Describe that for the audience.
Sure. So the Commission provides several tools for voters because we know all voters are different. And a few of the things that we offer to voters is our website. And on the website, voters can find the Candidate Compass. This tool allows voters to answer a set of questions that the candidates have already answered as well. And so what it does is when you answer these questions and you take this quiz, it will show you which candidates you align the most with on your responses. So, for example, if there is a particular issue that a voter cares about, they can answer that question, and then they can see where the voters who are running in their district, how they responded to that particular question as well. So that's just one of the tools that we offer voters on our website.
And you also hold forums for the candidates a platform for them to explain what they're after, some of the points that they're going to be working on. Describe some of the platforms you guys offer.
That's correct. So voters most likely are aware of the Clean Elections Commission through our debates and through our voter education guide. So going back to the debates, we host a debate in every legislative district across the state. So there's 30 legislative districts. So we'll host a debate in those for voters where they can submit their questions in advance or real time during the debate so they can talk to the candidates directly. So they can ask the candidates, where do you stand on this issue that's important to me? And they can learn more about the values that the candidate represents and where they stand on those particular positions. And so it's really all about connecting the voter with the candidate. The other tool that we have is our voter education guide. This is mailed out to every single household in the state with a registered voter. So it's coming directly to voters to their mailbox. They don't have to go looking for it. We send it out prior to every primary and general election. And it has, for all of the candidates running for both statewide and legislative office, it has the profile of the candidate, their photo, their contact information, and a 200-word statement. And again, it's all about bringing voters and candidates together.
Excellent. Now, when you do the debates, are those on broadcast on radio? Are they on television? Where, or does it probably varies from county to county and city to city? How does that work?
In the past, we would hold these forums in the particular district, and they'd be open to the public. But our format has changed. Times have changed. And so we've now gone to a virtual format. So voters can tune in live on YouTube to watch the debate. And again, they can text in their questions, they can call in their questions, email them, or they can watch the debate on demand at their convenience. So it's really between the voter guide being delivered to their doorstep or between the debates and being, able to watch it on YouTube whenever it's convenient for the voter, to visiting our website, which is azcleanelections.gov, to interact with the candidate compass. All of these tools are available for voters at their convenience.
You are doing a wonderful work here, and we're going to do our best to help get the word out, especially in 2022, which is going to be here before we know it. I know everybody's exhausted from last year's campaign, but these things come around every 24 months. And so we want to help get the word out on that. Give us the website one more time, please.
azcleanelections.gov.
azcleanelections.gov. This really puts some power and strength into the hands of the voters. This is democracy the way it's supposed to work. Is there anything else I forgot to ask you? Anything else you want to share with the audience?
Sure, Rex. There's a few more things I would add. That website, azcleanelections.gov, you'll notice it's a .gov. And so we are the state's nonpartisan voter education agency. So all of the information that we're providing to voters, it is completely unbiased and nonpartisan. Our only goal here is to promote participation in the political process. So again, in this day and age where it could be hard to tell between is this official election information or, trying to go through Google and look at multiple websites or trying to sort through, maybe opinions or misinformation that's out there, the trusted source of information for elections where you can get everything you need from the logistics so you know how to vote, so you know that your vote was counted, and also learning about what's on your ballot. All of that is available at azcleanelections.gov.
azcleanelections.gov. Gina, you're doing a fantastic job. We want to help. We're going to have you on the show again. But right now we can do a commercial break. Everybody stay tuned. We're going to be right back.
Hi, everybody. This is Rex Perry. I'm the host and creator of the RINO DINO radio show. We talk business, politics, and economics. And if you'd like to be part of the show or participate with us, you can contact us at 602-620-2009, 602-620-2009, or our website is the numbers 123bz.com. 123b as in boy, z as in zebra.com.
Back to the show, everyone. It's called the Business to Business Radio Show. We've been doing this show for about 20 years. We talk business, politics, economics. We are swinging kind of over to the politics side of things because politics definitely affect the business of Arizona. And I am very excited to have our next guest is Judge Barker. Judge Barker, kind of introduce yourself to the audience. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you got involved in this last 2020 year election.
Well, thank you, Rex. It's a pleasure to be on your show. As you mentioned, I served as a judge on the Arizona Superior Court, then on the Arizona Court of Appeals for 20 years. And I was appointed by Republican governors, Fife Simonton and Jane Hull. I've been a Republican since I first voted over, now it's been almost 50 years. And I still am a Republican, but with lots of asterisks now. So how we got involved in this election, and I say we as my wife was very much involved in this. We live in Gilbert in a very bright red area, and my wife Nan wanted it to be clear to people that, hey, we were not voting for Trump. So she said, let's get some Biden signs. And I'm thinking, that sounds great. But then I went to, sign it to get the signs. And I'm grateful for all the good things the Democratic Party does, but I'm just not a Democrat. And I just thought, you know what? For me, it would be better to have a sign that said Arizona Republicans for Biden, because that was me. Of course, my wife's response was, hey, honey, I don't know what you do. I just want a couple of signs up there for Biden. And that's how we began. I then decided, let's form a pack. And that's how we got going.
And tell us about the success of this, because you really had quite a few radio and television interviews, and you actually ended up having quite a bit of support. So tell us a little bit about the success.
Well, we did. Well, we set out with a goal of wanting to have 45,618, and I'll tell you how we got the number, yard signs put up. The reason we did that is in 2016, Trump won Arizona by 91,234 votes. And so just kind of as a goal and a target, we thought, well, let's just say a yard sign's a vote. If we put up 45,618, that is half of that difference that Trump won by +1. And so then if that's how the voting went, Biden would win by 1 vote. Well, we weren't that far off. Biden won by 10,000. We actually got up 45,000. We got 407 more than we needed. We got a 46,025. The way we did that is we also decided at the start that each billboard we put up count as 1,000 yard signs because you got so much more coverage. So we put up 41 billboards, and we had a lot of success. We had over 500 reporters, volunteers. We were on CNN, we were on the New York Times, we were 60 Minutes. Our sign was their advertising display, the portion they did on their show about Arizona. So we had a lot of success.
That is fantastic. By the way, I jumped in and helped also. So I really, really appreciate it. And this was a grassroots effort, and it had some success. And the key now is to try to have a platform for the swing voters. I mean, I've been a registered Republican all my life. This last year, I switched to the Democratic Party because I wanted to vote for Joe Biden in the primary so that we could keep a moderate running against Donald Trump. And now here we are going into 2022, and it's going to be here before we know it, unfortunately. And the key is to figure out a way to give a voice for the swing voters prior to the primaries, because these poor moderate Republicans and moderate Democrats get primaried and they don't get a chance to get into the general election. So any thoughts on how we can possibly do that here in the state of Arizona?
Yeah, I really appreciate that question. And our website, still just based on the 2020 election, is ArizonaRepublicansWhoBelieve.org. But I do have some strong feelings on that for 2022, and I believe that independents could make a huge difference. My wife has now switched to being an independent. I'm still a Republican right now. We'll see where that goes. But what I think would be helpful is if independents can start identifying as such, becoming more organized. We've thought about converting our PAC to one that has a different name and appeals directly to independents so it can function as a gathering point. And then for me, this is as a resident of Congressional District 5, knowing that it may change. That's where Andy Biggs is. And Andy Biggs is someone who's promoted the big lie with the election, that Trump won the election. Trump just spoke about it. He's talking about how he won the election again. We all know that's not true. It's a big lie. And so I think if independents would register, vote in the Republican primary, because you can be an independent and vote in the Republican primary. And we've been talking, actually, a group of us, and I won't mention their names right now, are the candidates, with some very solid people who could run as a moderate Republican against Andy Biggs. And then what we would love to see is to see independents jump in and vote in that Republican primary so we could get a moderate Republican running.
That's a really good idea. The fear I have is this last election, the Republican Party canceled the primary, the presidential primary. And anyway, but I'm sure that won't happen again. So I like your idea. We would love to help promote that. If people would like to get more information, your website, where can we go to reach out to you?
Well, it's ArizonaRepublicansWhoBelieve.org. And right now it's still just based on the 2020 election because we're trying to be careful about our next steps, what we should promote. But that's where you can contact us. Contact at ArizonaRepublicansBelieve.org is an email that works for them. We would love to hear from people.
Let's give that website one more time.
ArizonaRepublicansWhoBelieve.org. The name of our PAC is actually Arizona Republicans Who Believe in Treating Others with Respect. That was before the election because we viewed that as one of Trump's fatal flaws. Now, if we're going to rename it, you could name it Arizona Republicans Who Believe in the Truth, Arizona Republicans Who Believe in Democracy. And since the election, what the Republican Party has done, the majority of it has just been extremely damaging to our democracy.
Well, Judge Barker, we appreciate what you did and all your efforts. We want to support that. We want to build this coalition of independents. We've got to get organized. It is up to the independents to keep this country from going too far right and too far left. And we just want to say thank you very much. We got to do a commercial break here. Everybody stay tuned. We're going to be right back.
Hi everybody, this is Rex Perry. I'm the host and creator of the RINO DINO radio show. We talk business, politics, and economics. And if you'd like to be part of the show or participate with us, you can contact us at 602-620-2009, 602-620-2009, or our website is the numbers 123bz.com, 123b as in boys, z as in zebra.com. Back to the show, everyone. It's called The Show for the Rhinos and Dinos. My name is Rex Perry. We are a nonpartisan radio show establishing a format for individuals to get a chance to do ranked choice voting prior to the primaries, especially coming up in 2022. Boy, it's going to be here before we know it. And our next guest is Dennis. Dennis, give us your last name. Introduce yourself, please.
I'm Dennis Flaherty.
Dennis, give us kind of your background.
My background includes 30 years of active duty with the United States Air Force and 14 years with Arizona state government on the executive side, not on the elected side.
And tell us a little bit, you've been involved first of all, give us a little bit of your history. You were obviously very involved in the Republican Party. Tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, I don't know how involved I was in the Republican Party. I was a registered Republican from my very first election, all the way up until the year 2000. By that time, I had gone through the military. We never really talked a lot of politics while I was on active duty, and I still feel today that's the way it should be. But then after the military, I started thinking about I'm only voting for the people that somebody else has chosen to put up for election. I'm not having any kind of a real impact on primaries. And I just got very frustrated with the quality of the candidates. So something happened in the year 2000, and I watched John McCain get smeared by the Bush campaign, and that really upset me, and that pushed me over the edge. So I decided to change my voter registration from Republican to independent.
And part of the challenge is when you become an independent, you still get to vote in the Republican side during the primary, but I don't think the Democrats allow independents to vote in the Democrat side, do they?
Both parties have the option of whether they're going to open their particular partisan primary. The Democrats this last time around chose not to invite independents to participate, and the Republicans, of course, didn't even have a presidential primary.
Which makes it difficult for all of us independents and our RINOs and DINOs, because we have to kind of wait, so to speak, until the general election to actually have our voices heard. And so you really got involved in the independent voter movement and trying to get more and more of a voice for the independents. Tell us a little bit about the efforts that you put forward to try to have that happen.
Well, we met with Katie Hobbs to see if she was Secretary of State, of course, to see if she would be able to compel the legislature to take away the appropriation that pays for these primary elections. I don't know if all your listeners are aware of it, but it's funds from the General Revenue Fund. Basically, the taxpayers are paying for these partisan primaries. I, as an independent, I'm helping to pay for the cost of them, but unless the Democrats or the Republicans allow me or invite me to participate in their primary, I can't do it. So that was pretty frustrating to me when I first learned that. And we met with Secretary of State Hobbs. She indicated that ball was firmly in the court of the legislature. She couldn't do anything about it. That was a major disappointment to me because her predecessor, Secretary Reagan, at least tried to put up a bill to stop it.
So that's the old taxation without representation. It sounds, I mean, our tax dollars are going to pay for these primaries, but if you're an independent, you don't really get a chance to have your voice heard. I mean, they say you can, but they can turn on and off the switch, so to speak. And the Democrats decided to say no this last time, and the Republicans decided not to even have primary. So there you go, taxpayers of Arizona, and that's part of the challenge that Dennis really tried to overcome there. Is there anything else you would like to add, as to your story and what you would like to see if the audience could participate in?
Yeah, I'm really an advocate for what we call open primaries. Instead of having partisan primaries, we would have an open primary, open to both parties, to any party, to no party. And the top 3, 4, or 5, however many they decide, will go forward to a general election. And in that general election, that would be what we call a ranked choice. In other words, you rank, let's say 5 are selected from the primary election to go forward to the general. You would rank choice each of those 5. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Then as the votes are tabulated, then the vote counters are looking for whoever wins the majority of votes. And typically, if you're going to have more than 2, it's unlikely that anyone is going to get a majority of votes. So on the second recount, you include people with that are ranked choices number 2. So you're voting. So they're counting 1 and 2, and you keep doing that until eventually you find someone who has more than 50% of the votes that were cast. What this does, this ensures that whoever gets selected will at least represent 50% of the electorate.
Yeah, and by the way, we're trying to implement this concept too with a straw poll that would be held prior to the primaries, prior in 2022, where you and anyone that wants to be part of the straw poll would pre-register and get a mail-in ballot. And we would have candidates from both the Democrats and the Republicans, and it would be a ranked choice voting opportunity. There could be 2, 3, 4 different candidates from both parties, and using this ranked choice voting system can really let the voice of the people and the nonpartisans participate. So we want to encourage that concept too. Well, Dennis, we really appreciate the conversation. Is there anything else? I want to make sure I give you plenty of time. So you're out for open primaries. We want to push that. We want to get a conversation about the money that's being spent in these primaries with our tax dollars. Even if you're independent, you don't get a voice sometimes. So is there anything else that we could share with the audience that that I want to make sure you get the time to talk?
Not right now, Rex. Thank you very much. You summarized my ideas quite well.
Thank you for being part of the show, and I really hope you'll be part of our coalition. Again, anybody listening right now, we're sending out my phone number, 602-620-2009, 602-620-2009. Give me a call, text me if you would like to be part of this coalition. This is truly a grassroots effort. And Dennis, thank you so much for being a guest on our show. Hey, everybody, stay tuned. We got to do a commercial break. Everybody stay tuned. We're going to be right back. Thanks for tuning in the show, everybody. My name is Rex Perry. Again, if you would like to register to vote prior to the primaries in 2022, we're going to be doing a mail-in ballot, and we just need a name, address, phone number, and cell phone, and email. And so we can put you into our spreadsheet. The ranked choice voting system is you will choose from Republicans and Democrats and independents your first choice, your second choice, your third choice, and then we'll tabulate those, and your second or third choice might get more votes than your first choice. But that's how the ranked choice voting system works. It helps bring things back to the center. We want to give shade and cover to those politicians that reach across the aisle and are not afraid of compromise. Compromise is not a dirty word. This is how we govern, and this is what our country is made of. So get out there, respect one another, talk politics, and join us. Go to our website, 123bz.com to reach me. That's the numbers 123B as in boy, Z as in zebra.com, or my phone number 602-620-2009, 602-620-2009. Have a great day.